I had to stop writing this British address on here to start the stream. It was taking. I thought I can get this done before 3 minutes, and I think I have the longest British address by characters that I've seen yet. Good morning, chat. How are you doing? You can tell I'm member chipping this morning. I have like 40 more in the queue now. After I made it the point of putting it into the permanent record in the newsletter, where it's just there and everyone can figure it out instead of me just randomly doing it, it fills up quickly. So, how's everyone doing this morning? Good morning, Hobby, Inkwell, Aurelius, Borkenbork, OSU, Andy, Thunder Viking, Talmax, something on paper, Evan Max. Andy, I got good feedback and some links to share. We'll share next week on the rose gold nib situation. There's apparently a common practice of being able to, or not a common practice, that's too much of a word, but there is a norm or a precedent that it's at least been set somewhat. So it actually makes the marketing look even sillier, like they're doing something special when it's actually an accepted manufacturing thing for rose gold. So I need to look into it more to really speak on it. But there are some standards that are in place to where you can make rose golds in different colors just out of alloy mixtures. So warming back up in the Midwest just in time for actual summer. It took us a while to get to summer here. We're still not cranking 90s on the daily here. Good morning, Alan. Good morning, Brooks. Gumbo Man. Woo, crazy hair. I think next week, me and Tyler are going to have to go get haircuts. Like, this is pretty out of control right now. It's just like a bird's nest up top. Yeah, we're pretty much in the 80s right now, which normally this is 95 every day for 2 months situation, and we haven't quite hit that yet. So I'm doing these, doing my member chips. I have my iPad right down there so I can see the address. This UK address goes from field B to field F in my spreadsheet. Yeah, for the first time ever, we've managed to make this alloy, and we're going to go with steel. So, yes, Hot Wheels stamps. I'm still on my Hot Wheels Year of the Rat pack. My order. I used up Sally Ride. Who else did I use last time? I'm gonna get Harlem Renaissance on the next order, which, looking at this list, I'm gonna have to order pretty soon. So I've been ordering like. Your hair shop has a 2-week waiting list. I should probably call her today and see what I can get next week. Florida weather is bleh. Florida weather is reasonably blessed sometimes. Miss G's. How many times does the address use the word upon? This is not an upon. This is a hyphen on hyphen. This is one of those. This is a hyphen on hyphen. And then it's in Worcestershire. Yeah, Andy, so the links I'm getting are not plated. They're actually manufactured metal alloys that are rose gold. Hot and wet today in the Florida. Yeah. I mean, that's Florida's state motto, right? Oh, and Pennsylvania hairdressers and barbers. That was the first thing to open in Georgia. They've been open since end of April, and I've chosen not to go because it kind of boggles my mind. But now we're getting to a point where it's been like 3-4 months, and it's probably try to get. Yeah, barbers in Georgia were phase 1, which I did not participate. I did not participate in phase 1 of the Georgia reopening, so that was a hard pass for me. Both of the people who cut my hair are not people I trust to wear a mask. That's it. That's why I'm sitting right here with bird nest hair. Like, I don't care enough to put myself through that, I guess. That's good, Jim. I'm glad your numbers are still fine. We're starting to go up a little bit. A lot of areas in the South are going up a little bit. We'll see. Like, it's so hard to tell, like, every 2 weeks. Did you shave your head, Tony? For real? Like, I think that's not a bad idea. And actually, some streamers I follow that normally have like hair like this have just straight up shaved their hair off. Wisconsin, wide open, no restrictions. That's crazy. Just like the Texas governor, not to get too political here, but the Texas governor complaining that people aren't wearing masks when he's the one who reopened the whole state. So yeah. St. Louis going down, Missouri numbers going up. That's generally how sometimes it'll work in city versus rural. The rural areas tend not to follow the directions as well, and they don't have as much pressure, like population pressure to do the right thing. That's how your hair was last week. Buzzed it all off. Yeah, I took the beard trimmer to the sides. Like, I couldn't let my sides get this long, but the top I don't care about. I'll leave my house when we get to phase 6. It's about right. I've actually picked up food for the first time about 2 weeks ago. Went to the beach, picked up food, but not like ate at a restaurant or anything like that. All the restaurants are still in whatever social distance. They might have just dropped some of the restrictions on restaurants and stuff. Yeah, I mean, my wife works in a grocery store, so. Oh, buzz cuts all on the same day. Yeah. Aurelius, you're right. I don't know what I'm thinking. All right, what else should we talk about? Like, I know this is like it's another hot topic because like things are not looking really good right now. Yeah, that makes sense, Sarah. Sometimes like your hands are tied. Urban, do you have any social distancing in restaurants, or is it full seating capacity in Germany? Because here, even if restaurants are open, they're like every other table. Any restaurant I've picked up from had physically removed tables. Did I get anything from FC yesterday? No. If I was going to buy something from FC yesterday, I would have bought the Sailor Ink of the Witch first. I did look. I mean, the stuff looked awesome. Did anyone here get anything from FC yesterday? Morning group or night group? There's some rule about X people per meter. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I figured that was probably still. Got my Prussian blue Twisby. It's a stub nib and it's a bit disappointing. The Prussian blue or the nib? The nib's kind of scratchy. That surprises me. I don't have a problem with Twisby stubs. They actually seem to be some of the more tamer, consistent ones in my book. Endless Recorder Notebook. Kojaks. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. Wow, we got an emote. That's cool. Like this stuff. Pride Penguin. Look at that. Look at that one, chat. Thank you, Kojaks. It's funny. That stuff just happens randomly, I guess. I don't know how that stuff works. Thanks for the Pride Penguin, Kojaks. How cool is that? Your 580 stub didn't write either. That is super weird. This is blowing my mind. Cal passed because one of the Fisher of pens closed out when he was offering them. Yeah. Interesting, Patrick. I'll be curious. Wow, all this 580 stub issues. Maybe because the nib units are different than the ecos. I guess I don't have a stub in the 580. I have stubs in my ecos, right? So, and those are a little bit different nib units, right? So maybe that's a thing. What's up with these cool things? Bad Batch. Neo Wizmaster, we got which was this pink Pride Flower. Look at all these. We're getting extra Pride emotes today, chat. So y'all feel free to use them in the chat. Bacchus says he would know. 1.1 nibs can sometimes be an issue, especially on Rhodia. This is blowing my mind. Because, yeah, not only have I never had an issue with TWSBI, I find the TWSBI stubs to be one of the most generous, smooth writing stubs. But now that I say that out loud, I've only used them in the minis, and I've only used them in the ecos. My 580s have, extra fine nibs in them. So now y'all have me questioning my existence. So maybe we'll have to try. I haven't ordered my Prussian blue yet. I don't know if I still can. But maybe y'all are just going to make me get a stub on that, aren't you? Just to see what the deal is. I think that's probably a smart. Oh, look at all the Pride emotes. Pride Dragon. Oh, cool. Pride Rhino. Check that out. Sorry, I'm yelling into the microphone. I get excited over emotes and stickers and all that sunny stuff. It also skips and hard starts. Yeah, give that a clean out and wonder. Yeah, I'll break the 580 stub. Who said QC issue up top? It scrolled off. Someone was joking about QC issues. I think that's a Blackwing joke, and I approve of it. You're the same way with Visconti nibs. Never had any issues. Yeah, like I rarely have issues with Kaweco nibs, but I think it's because I mostly use EF, and a lot of the baby bottoms tend to be like the medium nibs. Miss G's Crafties. Gay Pride. Love Hearts. Pride Uhu. That's funny. You have a Franklin Christoph. Did you get a new Franklin Christoph from the pin show? The 1.5 stub on my Opus Flora does not work well. Those are Yovo. Opus uses Yovo. You know whose stubs I do have a problem with, or have had problems with, surprisingly, is Pilot's Gold stubs. The Sutab nib. Those tend to be scratchy or misaligned or something. I tend to have to fidget with those pretty frequently. I only have a couple, and neither one of them have been perfect out the gate, and you'd think those would be. 1.5 is usually one I stay away from, for me personally, just the way I write. I like 1.1. I would prefer 0.9 if I could get it. But I'll usually not buy myself 1.5. They're pretty big. All right. I'm going to count the characters in this British address. Let me finish writing it first. Talk amongst yourselves. I played around this morning, chat, with this camera, that's why it's on, to try to get the alignment correctly, to where you could watch me handwrite, because I've been getting some more requests for handwriting stuff, and I can do it outside the stream, but the stream blocks my Logitech software, and the stream wants to handle the video software, so I can't get it how I want it. All right, I'm going to count the characters here. $80 characters. This address was 80 characters. I could probably sort that out in the field and get it to search, but I can flip the camera upside down, but it won't flip it horizontally, right? I need it to flip horizontally. So I can flip it vertically, but it needs to be flipped vertically and horizontally for me to write like this and you be able to read it. So this is what I was doing before we started. So right, that's facing me. This is where I can see how I write. This is my writing angle, okay? Can you not mount the camera differently? That's the next thing I'd have to look into and see. I think I would have to do that next. Crunchy audio. Doesn't look like it's me, but who knows? Could be. All right, so then I can take desk cam and I can flip it vertically, right? But then it's backwards, right? So now we're at the right angle, but it needs to flip horizontally. I wonder why the audio blipped. Stats look good over here. So that's good if I was just doing show and tell type of stuff. Like, hey, look at this pen. You know, this is cool. I address everything in Hebrew, right? So outside of the software, I can probably figure out how to do this. I just got to dig into it more. So I use Streamlabs. Outside of Streamlabs, and it's a Logitech camera, I can flip it horizontally, which is what I just did here, and then flip it vertically, so then you can read exactly what I'm writing. But inside my Stream software, it won't let me flip it vertically. So there you go. That's what I want to fix. That's what I will definitely have that fixed whenever I get to stream at home. That will completely be fixed. But I'm gonna put this back now. So yeah, that's what I would like to have fixed. Keep it like that. Send it to Mike. I had to get in a Mike's handwriting dig yesterday. I wasn't gonna let that slide, even though I don't give him a hard time about his handwriting. He takes it very personally. Got a 46 and a 31 from Franklin Christoph, my first. What's your favorite nib? I mean, my favorite stock nibs are always going to be extra fines in like the Yovo nibs that they use. But if you're talking specialty nibs, Franklin Christoph has the best. So the Masayama needlepoint I use religiously. And then I have a SIG extra fine nib. That's probably maybe my favorite nib. So those are my two favorite Franklin Christoph nibs, are the needlepoint and the SIG. Those are my jams. Does the Retro 51 have to make new parts for each pen? Yeah, so the ring, they can physically make this part right here, this band right here, because it's stamped. You probably can't see it in the camera, but this says Retro 51 number 340. So this ring right here, they have to make 888 of them, and then take apart all these pens and replace that part, and then repackage them, and then stick it on the barrel. It's a nightmare of work. Like that's the amount. That's like counting grains of rice in a bag, right? That's like crazy monotonous work. So it's a big effort, and you know, props to them. They straight up said, I went through the paperwork again, and I didn't mark it, so they didn't do it, and that's on me. So I appreciate them saying that. So I haven't sent back the pens yet. I'll probably do that this weekend. I got the tower of pens is taller than me, and like it's 9 100 pen boxes. So like that's not a quick turnaround for me. I got to print them all up, and I'll have to find out if I can use my knock UPS account to get them picked up. Maybe I can use Retro's 51 account to get them picked up. But I'll work on that this weekend. Probably get them sent back Monday. It doesn't matter when I get them back because they have to manufacture the rings first anyway. Which that's going to take weeks. Hey, good morning, K9 Play. 900 pins. Yeah. We sold we did a Kickstarter project for we do one every year for the Pin Addict. We travel to pin shows and do live recordings and things like that. And we made a pin this year as our backer reward, and it ended up being that many pins. It was pretty cool. Pretty awesome. So the only other thing that makes me nervous is I didn't open up one of those pins to make sure that they were good, which is what I would have done on a normal circumstance. So but Retro 51 will be able to see, and I'm sure they're fine. Like, they come out pretty well with the prototypes. Oh, are y'all talking about the Twisby rock? I still have my original rock. And then the Taiwan Flag one, I think. Great pin. That one I'm a little scared to use because I have the original. Because the original is a 540. And those are notoriously cracky. I'm a little bit scared. Like, I didn't have any problem when I was using it regularly. But now, to get it back out after it's been sitting a while, the 540 scares me a little bit that I'll break it and I won't want to mess that up. What is this a picture of? Oh, there's the US. Nice. I love that pin. Yeah. So it was the Republic of China. So they're a Taiwanese company. So that's Taiwan. So they did a red and blue and clear transparent 540. How old is that? The original 540? That's got to be like 8 years ago. Something like that. And then it sold out real quick. And then they've made a couple of other versions after that with different finials on the top. What's your favorite pen? That's a super hard question to answer. Favorite standard pen, like a gel ink pen, would be the Uniball Signo, which you can find at like stores. Otherwise, you're talking like something about fountain pens like this, like a Sailor fountain pen. You know, this is one of my favorite. This is called the Sailor Ocean fountain pen. So Sailor as a brand is one of my favorites, and then the Uniball Signo for just like your standard pen. But I mean, I keep lists of pens on my website, King Frederick. So if you go to pinaddict.com/top5pens, is that the link? Someone's got the link. You can see like all my pens, or all my favorite pens that I recommend as the best. What's your favorite pencil? That's a little bit easier question. My favorite wooden pencil is probably the Blackwing 602. I tend to reach for that one the most. And then my favorite mechanical pencils probably between the Rotring 600 and the Pentel Sharp series, Pentel P series. Also contained on the top 5 pens list. I also have favorite inks on there for King Frederick. So I turned the air conditioner on in this room. I am not convinced that it is working today. So real quick. All right, see you, Urban. Good work. Central. How did you get addicted to pens? It's just, I mean, it starts young when you discover that there's something better than like just the junk pens you find around a drawer in the house, and you can find some things at the store that are better. And then you look on the internet and say, hey, there's something that will really fit my tiny handwriting style, and you can order those pens. And then that just opens up a whole new world and a whole new just rabbit hole to jump down. So it's a long seeded thing to where I have always cared about what I write with. Oh, what I was going to say a second ago was doing this on stream makes me think that just having like regular work streams whenever I'm able to stream at home is gonna be fine. Rich Dix, thanks for the sub. Where's my alerts, man? God, I always forget to toggle this back on. I'm gonna check the air real quick. Yeah, I'm not sure it's working. So it was 83 when I got here, and I turned it down to 73, and it's been on for 45 minutes to an hour, and it's only 79, and this is a small room. So might have an AC issue in here. So yeah. Oh, it just started. Did you not see me flip up the front? It is, yeah, it's 79 in here after it's been almost an hour since I've had the air conditioner turned down. So it does not feel like it's working. Like, I gave it some slack because I'm drinking coffee, right? And I'm hot-natured anyway, but this is abnormal. It usually gets too cold too fast. Who was that? Code name Blystift. I see what you're up to, Dwayne. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's not the end of the world, but I'm just noticing that it's not cooling off. And usually I have to go turn up the air. It's not too humid. The coffee's making it humid. So, y'all hear that buzzing? I must have kicked something. Yeah, see? If you kick it, it makes it worse. That was a terrible idea, Brad. Sorry about that. Whoops. Sorry, my apologies. We'll turn that off for now. That's nothing we need for stream. Nothing at all. Any new games, Brad? I've been playing Microsoft Dungeons. I've been playing Destiny more again. They had just had to release their new season. Thoughts on having to regrind for guns in D2? I'm not as up in arms about it as everyone else seems to be. Just because I like changing up things as it is. I'm okay with it. The retirement of the weapons and systems like that, I'm not too upset because I don't play hardcore enough to what did I say, Minecraft Dungeons? Yeah, I've been playing Minecraft Dungeons. All right, see you, Patrick. That was TMI, but you have a good day. Yay, you caught me live. A random account you made so you can watch it work. That's hilarious. Rich Dix, thank you so much. What emote did we get today? This is Pride Lion. Oh, everyone gets different ones. What did you get, Jim? Pride Paint. I like that one. Pride Lion, Pride Toucan. These are all great. I definitely don't hate that they're taking away the areas, Jim. Like, people who are up in arms in that, I think, are delusional. Like, that needs to go. Number one, the game is gigantic. Like, storage-wise. And slow and sluggish. Those things need to go. Like, I'm 100% on that. Yeah, like, I understand the people upset about the weapons retirement. The planet retirement, that has to happen. So, yeah, so I've been playing back on Destiny. I did finally start Breath of the Wild. I'm only like in the very beginning. That is really nice. That's gonna be an addiction once I get fully into it. So I'm very late to that, obviously. You're nearing the full collection. Is there? How do you know which way or how you got them all? Look at these Pride Wave. We definitely need Pride Unicorn. Who was that? Gumbo Man Pat. Gift subs. Thank you. Breath of the Wild on stream? Probably not till I'm at home, whenever that is. Amazing, Gumbo Man Pat. Thank you so much. Golly, I really, really appreciate you doing that. That's fantastic. Wow. Thank you, Gumbo Man Pat. Amazing. And emotes. Ooh, Pride LGBT. That's hilarious. Breath of the Wild is a big commitment. That's why I'm a little bit intimidated to like lean into it, right? I started it like 2 weekends ago because I had time on the weekend. I knew I could sit and play for a couple hours. And now I see what's in front of me, and I've been scared to pick it back up. Amazing, Gumbo Man Pat. Golly, thank you so much. So no other games in that. I guess I'll probably playing. Whoa, what just happened? 25 emotes. Cheer shared rewards of 25 others and. This is wild. I didn't know they were doing all this stuff on Twitch. Once I'm streaming more, I'll have all like the ins and outs of what we can really do on Twitch to have fun. Bork and Bork. I skipped it. So I decided I'm protesting against a business, right? And the business owner is very aggressive and not a good person. And I decided it would be best for me to not go by myself, was how I ended up. Like, I had the stuff in the car and I was thinking about it more, and I didn't want to do it by myself for someone. I didn't want it to go sideways and be alone. Right? So I just kind of thought about it a little bit more, and I thought a little discretion was better, and then maybe I can work on getting together with a group again like we did last Saturday. I think that would be the better idea. And then I didn't have the right kind of signs. Yeah, it's a local situation. I didn't have the right kind of signs to do it publicly. Like the signs I had made only worked if I was standing in front of the business. So there's a my small town has a newspaper where the editor is very, very racist, and we're trying to get like all the advertisers like to back out, and there's a group of people that are very active in trying to get, you know, changes made at the paper. But it's a private paper, right? He can write what he wants, right? But it's really awful, some really awful stuff. So we're working to get him out. How small is our town? 26,000 people, I think they said is the number. So small, but not tiny. Like, I mean, that's small. But like, it's basically one of those towns where you have like the town square, right? Like the old time town square where you have the courthouse in the middle and then the four corners around the square and then country, right? So yes, he is free to face the consequences of writing. So I need to make some better signs, and I can go protest like up on the street corner away from the business. But I was only prepared to protest in front of his business, and I think I didn't want to do that alone. So I backed out of that. Yeah, like I said, it's not a tiny town. There's some big businesses here, or adjacent businesses here. We're an adjacent to the interstate town, right? So we're not like way out there. Like, it's the interstate, you know, a half mile into the town square, and then 2 blocks into the country. It's one of those towns, right? It's a pass through off of I-75, big interstate traffic area. But then the town itself is Like I live like outside of town, like in the country where most people live outside of the town area. Uh-oh, I didn't stamp on this one. It's going to be uneven. So it's a privately run paper, and it's gross. So we're working on that. But so yeah, yesterday I felt like it was a better decision for me to wait. Ooh, I'm sending this I'm sending this address to Tasmania. How cool is that? Sending this envelope to Tasmania. Yeah, so if y'all follow me on Twitter, this is the guy that was giving away the AR-15 rifle for new subscribers to the magazine. I mean, to the newspaper. So he's not a real stable individual, and I just thought it was a better decision to not go by myself, to directly protest in front of the business. So I'll make some new signs and then go protest up on the main thoroughfare, the main street corner where more people will see it. But I wanted to do something in front of the business, but I'm not going to do that by myself. Yes, nice was in. I got you, Evan. It's always timing, but yes, we've collected all the level 1 emotes. I don't even know what that means, but we did it. We did it, chat. So yeah, I'd be happy protesting on the main street with better signs, but I was not prepared for that. So I'll work on that. We'll see what's going on this weekend. I might be able to do something with a group this weekend. So it's a hot fire right now. Like, this guy's been in the news, and like so the big city where I live is Macon, Georgia, which that's 140,000 people. Like that, my address is actually a Macon address, but I live in the county where this newspaper is, and so that's where my kids go to school, where this newspaper is. So it made the bigger news in the Macon papers. I tell everyone I live in Macon, Georgia, and that's technically my address, like if you mail me. But none of my elections, or I'm not in the county that Macon's in, basically, to put it that way. I'm in this smaller county called Monroe County. So on that front, I did create a Facebook account, and I've only followed like the 2 or 3 groups that are active in there. I'm not following any people. I haven't been on it in a couple days. Like, it's just, you go in those groups and it's just a mess. So I'm doing my best to avoid it, but that's where all the planning is for the protests. So don't go looking for me on Facebook. I'm not going to accept your friend requests. All right. Tasmania, chat. How cool is that? Yeah, Andy, what's wrong? You should visit me more. What's up with that? I should delete. I've already considered it, Jim. It raises my blood pressure when I open it. It's not healthy. So I should just go back and delete it. But I'm trying to figure out. I don't know another way to figure out what's going on in the community. I wouldn't have known this. Facebook groups are destroying America. Yeah, like, I don't want to be part of... I said this to Mike in our pre-show. How do you fight hate without wading through the hate, right? Like, how do you fight... Like, that's the challenge. It's not worth it. You reopen it, it's not worth it. I agree. All right, I'm going to check this air again. I think it's going up. We don't have too long to stream anyway. I'm only going about an hour. I got a podcast at 1. Yeah, I'm not joining any stationary groups. Yeah, AC's definitely broken. It's up to 80 now. I can tell. So yeah, that's my challenge, Jim. It's a small town. I can't get the news from the paper, right? Because that's where the crap is. So, who knows? Yeah, Andy, so that's the tact I've taken, that when we're calling out hate on these groups of people just showing out, and we're talking about, like, we're not attacking them, we're explaining that, like, you can choose not to be this way, but the way you physically handle reading that content and that people act that way, it gives me a physical reaction. So I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to make a difference, in starting with my community. And I'm trying to figure it out. I get really angry when I read that stuff. And it's not worth, some people aren't worth redemption. I mean, Andy, you would probably agree with that, and I get it. Or I guess some people aren't worth my time. So I'm trying to find. There's a couple of groups that are pretty stable, and I'm just trying to stay out of the mess. Wow, back to back Australia. Nice. So I'm leaning more and more to just going back and deleting it pretty soon. But then I wonder if that means, like, I'm giving up. Because it wouldn't stop me from going to protests and doing all these things and finding out the information. But it's like a spreading the word type of thing. Like, kill them with kindness. Just got a pin from Australia. What pin did you have to order from Australia? Ooh, I'm glad you said international stamps. I need to put an international stamp on this one. Did I do that the last one? Yeah. I'm terrible about putting the U.S. Yeah, member chips. So when so Coco, you're a pretty new member, and when I would do the member chips, I would just, like, link it at the top of the page, like, every 6 months or so. Hey, if you hadn't got a member chip, fill out this form. Well, now I put it just permanently at the bottom of the newsletter for everyone to catch up, and people are using it to fill out, which is awesome. So it's I have to stay on top of it a little bit more. Like, I have 40 that I have to send out now. Like, we crossed over. I forget when I did the State of the Union, like 2 months ago or less than that. We're like 705 members right now. Things are really, really growing in Pen Addict land, which I love. Even supposing we were having our Facebook discussion, like, I don't know how to handle, like, I'm not good at handling that type of anger and angst, but it's also the only place where I'm able to find, like, certain information that's going on in my town. Wonderful member count. I'm very happy. I'm ecstatic, really. So, but yeah, so now that I made, hey, sign up to get your membership a permanent part of the newsletter. It has its own static section now. People are using it, which is what I need it to be, but I need to stay on top of it. 705, Andy. I think we're at 705 when I checked yesterday. And it was only, what was it, like, it was like 650, 670 when we were talking about it 2 months ago. It's amazing. I thank you all so much for the support. I recorded a podcast with Jacqueline Myers last night. That'll be out in 10 weeks. I don't know who I have to see who I'm posting today. I don't have it in front of me. But I almost forgot last week's. I almost forgot to publish last week's. If you notice, it didn't come out till Friday night. If Friends of the Show doesn't come out on Thursday, you're allowed to yell at me, because that means I forgot. But I have it in my task list now. It wasn't before. Okay, we're going to have to wrap this up because the temperature is going the wrong direction here. Wow, this escalated quickly. How goes the notebook project? It hasn't moved in a couple months. They're sitting right here. They're physically in front of my eyeballs. I put priority on the memberships, and then once I get reasonably caught up on that, we'll start dumping out some more notebooks. I have hundreds sitting right here ready to go. So notebook project packaging is good. Notebook project shipping is not. Hey Brad, tea time here in the UK, cucumber sandwiches, etc. I love it. Thank you. Oh, I try. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you hanging out. And we're going to, guys, I'm excited to do this a lot more. Did I tell you, I now have fiber poles in my front yard, those big orange and white poles. It's happening. This is like the meme. I have the it's happening hair guy going right now. Like it's happening. It's happening. Like it's really, really happening. Can you believe it? This is a sauna stream. We're getting the heat up in here. Yeah, Alan, you were in that last batch, so there's a completely new batch that I haven't started on for that. Yeah, Ron Paul. Oh, I'm thinking of the It's Aliens guy. Yeah, It's Happening guy is Ron Paul. I'm thinking of the It's Aliens guy. Yeah, Aliens guy. That's the one. Yes, Med. That's the one. Aliens guy. I'm working on Aliens guy here, so... I should get a picture before I get my hair cut and just do so I can be like the aliens meme guy. Just like really stick it up and spray it. Just, aliens. All right, anything else we need to talk about? I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to run out on y'all today. It's really starting to get gross in here. Ancient aliens. Thank you, K9 Play. It really is aliens, maybe. So, all right. Y'all go do some work or something. Go do what you normally do. I'm going to go home. I'm going to have a podcast with someone new today. And then we'll release a magical Friends of the Show this afternoon. I don't know who it is. I should have looked. I hope it's fixed for Tuesday. I doubt it. We might have to rethink this Coco for Tuesday. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. This isn't my house, right? So, like, I'm not, like, totally in control of that. We'll see. All right. Phone call. Spam. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.